Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Innings Insights, the go-to source for all things MLB. I'm Brayden Hyena, and joining me is the wonderful, the talented, the baseball genius, Chris Blanco. And today we're diving deep into the competitive landscape of the American League West Division.
Thank you for noticing my baseball genius. I appreciate that. And that's right. We are in the AL West. We are West guys. Not much AL, but we definitely see more of the West than we do the other two divisions. So it's going to have some drama. It's got to have some excitement. They've got three great teams at the top of this division fighting it out. So let's see what this upcoming season brings.
Yeah, and like we have the last few episodes, we're going to start off in order from the team that finished at the top of the division all the way down to the bottom. We're going to break it down for you, and we're going to start with the reigning American League West champions, the Houston Astros. Now, despite the controversy in the past surrounding the banging of the trash can and the buzzers underneath the jerseys, they continue to absolutely dominate the division and, quite frankly, dominate the American League. This is their sixth division title in the last 7 years, believe it or not. They won 90 games last year, but they lost to the Texas Rangers in 7 games in an absolute showdown between the two teams in the American League Championship Series. Their only notable moves this offseason have really been Josh Hader, the nasty closer, which I think is a good addition. He fits right into that bullpen, taking over for Ryan Presley perhaps. Can they maintain their dominance and win their 7th division title in 8 years?
Yes, I think so. I know that the Mariners are good, the Rangers are good, but this is still the Astros division to lose. And I don't think they're going anywhere. They still have such a stacked team. I would say top 3 complete 26-man roster in all of baseball.
Really?
In my opinion. And they're just not going anywhere. We're looking forward to their 8th consecutive ALCS.
Yeah, I mean, they got that rotation with the fine wine, Justin Verlander at the top. Perhaps Framber Valdez is there. Christian Javier, Jose Urquidy, Luis Garcia, Hunter Brown. I mean, they're going to be... all of these guys can't start. A couple of them are going to have to move to the bullpen. So it's going to be competitive. Obviously, this spring, that's what spring training is for, is to fight out for a start in the rotation and let alone a roster spot. And you have guys like Forrest Whitley, who was one of their top, farm guys a couple years ago. He could come up this year as well. 6'7".
There's no room for him.
Yeah, he's a tall guy.
Oh, and then that lineup, you've got Jose Altuve, you've got Jeremy Pena, Alex Bregman, Jose Abreu for a bounce-back season. Let's see, who else do you have? Chas McCormick, Kyle Tucker, Yordan Alvarez, probably the best hitter in that lineup. And then even their new catcher, goodbye to Martin Maldonado. Who is there?
Yadier Diaz is the catcher, yeah.
Wow. I mean, 1 through 9. Yeah. There's nowhere you can really run from this lineup.
Jeremy is there too, had a down year last year. Everybody was expecting him to do great things, and he didn't.
That was your guy.
That was my guy. He still is my guy. I still have faith in him. Mauricio Dubon, former Giant as well.
Remember him?
Who really
Cannon of an arm.
Cannon of an arm. He really turned it around once he got to Houston.
Yeah, good for him. And then obviously, I know you mentioned it already, Justin Verlander, one of my favorite players of all time.
Yes.
I believe he's injured right now.
Probably.
But I mean, he is 41 years old, so you can't really ding him for that. So let's see what he's got. I know he wants to pitch till at least 45, so keep on going.
Yeah,
he's got it.
Future first ballot Hall of Famer, I think.
That's 100%.
Obvious. Undoubtedly, I mean, and like you said, this team up and down is just, beautiful. There's not a hole in the lineup, like you said. The starting rotation has the potential to be the best in all of baseball. That bullpen,
I agree.
Headlined by Josh Hader, Ryan Presley, Brian Abreu's there as well. Kendall Graveman even, who had a good year with the A's and the White Sox.
No, he was on the Mariners?
Mariners, and then they traded him to the Astros, I believe. Could be wrong, but I think so. But I remember his time. His time on the A's. I remember that. I think that was 2015.
15 through 18, he was on the A's.
Yeah.
Then he went to the Mariners. Houston, 2022, he was on the White Sox. In 2023, he was traded from the White Sox back to Houston.
Yes, so there you have it.
So I think, moral of the story, this team's fantastic. They're not going anywhere. I would not be surprised whatsoever if they were in the World Series again. And they're just going to keep bringing it.
It's definitely a possibility. I think they are a very good team. They won 90 games last year. However, I don't think adding Josh Hader is going to be enough to compete with the next team that we're going to talk about, which is the Texas Rangers. Also finished with 90 wins. But before we move on, I know you want to add something.
I do want to add something. First of all, they have that three-headed monster at the back of that bullpen with Hader, with Presley, and with is it Abreu?
Abreu's in there. Yeah, Rafael Montero as well.
I always forget about him too. It's such a good bullpen. But you said they had 90 wins last year. What do you think they have at the DraftKings over/under for this team?
Okay, 90 wins. I'm going to give them 95.5 as the over/under.
You're in the right direction. It's 92.5.
Okay. I am going to make some people angry.
Oh, no.
92.5, you said?
92.5.
I'm going to take the under.
Really?
Yes, and when we get into our... I mean, I guess we could talk about it now. I was starting to talk about it. I just don't... the offseason wasn't great. These guys aren't getting any younger. Justin Verlander is going to be 41. The guy cannot stay healthy, so that's already a hole in the rotation. Framber Valdez is obviously very good. Christian Javier didn't have that great of a year last year. Lance McCullers Jr. fell off the earth after the...
Yes, he did.
Was it 2019 World Series?
Mm-hmm.
Yanier Diaz is good, but what are we... we don't really know what to expect. Jose Abreu obviously had that down year last year. He ain't getting any younger. Former MVP, former Rookie of the Year. I don't know if he can turn it around. I'm sure he can. You have a lot of faith in the guy.
I do. I drafted him last year in fantasy.
They're not getting any younger. Altuve's old. He's been around since 2011, 2012. Alex Bregman as well had a down year. Still a solid year, but a down year nevertheless.
Would it surprise you if I said Jose Altuve had a 151 OPS plus last year?
No.
So keep that in mind. Alex Bregman 122.
Yeah, and he finished
OPS plus.
Bregman finished 22nd in MVP voting for hitting.
Yordan had a 170 OPS plus.
Yordan is amazing, and he will be amazing for like 25 years. Not that long, because the big boys never stay around that long, but he's going to be good for a long time.
I agree. Okay, I'm also hammering the over, by the way.
Yes,
definitely. No, I know you took the under, but
took the under. Yeah.
I'm taking the over. And it's a clear over for me. 92.5. I have them at least 95 games, so definitely taking up. But another team with the same amount of wins as them last year. Who you got?
I got Texas Rangers. They an impressive year last year. Narrowly, just barely missed out on that division title. It came down to the last game of the season.
Mm-hmm.
Finished 1972. Bruce Bochy in his first year with the team, former Giants manager, Giants legend, came in and he did what he does best. He won a World Series. Not a lot of people were very high on the Rangers going into the year.
Not at all.
You and I talked about it a lot. I was very high on the Texas Rangers.
Mm-hmm.
I told you they were going to be good.
I agree. And to be honest, I still don't know how they won it. They were a great team, great lineup. DeGrom got hurt. Scherzer got hurt.
Yep. Still pulled it off. I mean, I knew they were going to be good, like I said, but I didn't think they would win at all. I didn't even think they would make it to the Fall Classic.
Like, Nathan Eovaldi is the ace. He's good, but he can't stay healthy. Just not super reliable. John Gray, same thing. Like, kind of a boring name at this point. And then who else do they have? Do they have Andrew Heaney? Is he still there?
I don't believe so. Going back to Nathan Eovaldi real quick. My guy pitched in 144 innings last year. He was an all-star.
Mm-hmm.
Gave you a 3.6 ERA, a FIP of 3.8. Your favorite stat? K per 9 of 8.3. 12-5. He started 25 games. He was healthy. They have Nathan Eovaldi, John Gray is there still, Andrew Heaney, Dane Dunning, who will give you innings. Dane Dunning is the innings eater.
Mm-hmm. He is.
And they added somebody who had a good year last year, couldn't stay healthy, got hurt, was very good on the Cincinnati Reds, Tyler Mahle.
Oh. He is still hurt, you said, right?
I believe he's still hurt. I think he's coming off of Tommy John. But they also added Kirby Yates to the bullpen, David Robertson as well.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, Tyler Mahle, they brought him in, and I think he just strengthens the rotation whenever he comes back. And you look at this team up and down. This team is just chef's kiss, magnificent, gorgeous. They have a great coaching staff as well. Let's.
We haven't even talked about the lineup.
No. We got Nathaniel Lowe at first, Marcus Semien at second, Corey Seager's at short, Josh Young is at third. You have Adolis Garcia in the outfield.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he's much better than Randy Arozarena.
You forgot about Jonah Heim behind the plate.
Behind the plate. Andrew Kisner as well. The backup. Ezekiel Duran. Guy just hits. Gets on.
Might be on the bench. What about Wyatt Langford and Carter?
Evan Carter. Exactly. I didn't even get to Evan Carter yet. I mean, this lineup is just
a lineup.
It's beautiful.
I know I just said this about the Astros, but they may have the best lineup in baseball.
And I don't know if you took a peek before we started the show, but this lineup to me is leaps and bounds better than the Astros lineup.
Leaps and bounds. That's big. I don't know about leaps and bounds, but I may take this lineup over the Astros.
I'm taking this lineup over the Astros. I'm taking this healthy rotation over the Astros' healthy rotation as well. Jacob deGrom, Max Scherzer,
yes,
Nathan Eovaldi, Tyler Mahle, John Gray.
Yes, but deGrom may not pitch at all.
He might not pitch, but I think this year, this is the Rangers' year to lose the division. This is their division to lose.
Good.
Absolutely.
I like it.
And Bruce Bochy too. Come on.
I mean, yeah, you can't vote against Bruce Bochy.
No. Absolutely.
What did you say that they won?
Last year they won 90 games as well.
And what do you think? Over under?
91.5.
89.5.
Oh, give me the over. Ding, 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 ding. Give me the over.
Easily over. I was actually going to take the under until we looked at that lineup, and I forgot how good it is.
No, give me the over.
Yeah.
Stop.
We're taking the over.
Yeah.
We're taking the over.
I think this team wins the division.
I want to see it. Let's see it happen.
And they did a lot this offseason, too. And they kept that lineup around. And again, like I talked about the Astros, obviously these guys aren't getting younger, but they're not old like the Astros are. Semien isn't that old. And you know what? I'm gonna say this. I think in the American League, Corey Seager is a dark horse MVP candidate.
I don't even think he's a dark horse. I think he finished second last year.
Yeah. That's a good point.
In like 110 games or something.
That's a good point.
So he had 33 home runs. He's so good.
Hit 327. OPS plus of
hurt.
170.
He's currently hurt, but let's see what happens.
Is he hurt? What do you do? He got a boo-boo?
I think he does have a boo-boo. But that's okay.
I think
he was hurt last year.
Corey Seager.
And Ohtani is not in the American League anymore. So
exactly. But Julio Rodriguez is.
Mike Trout is. We'll get there.
We will get there. But I want to make a bold statement here before we move
on.
Mm-hmm. Corey Seager is a future Hall of Famer.
That's bold. I'm going to need to see it for another 10 years and then come back to me.
I mean, he's just been so consistent his whole career already.
I know. But he's also been consistently hurt for a lot of his career.
That's true. Some numbers in, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 years. 4-time All-Star, 3-time Silver Slugger, a Rookie of the Year, a 2-time World Series champion, a 2 times World Series MVP, and an NLCS MVP. Give it to me.
I love it.
Take it to the bank. We'll give it time to marinate. Obviously we need a couple more years. If his career ended now, he's not a Hall of Famer. But
Right.
he
Absolutely
is
not.
on that up and up trajectory to being a Hall of Famer.
Agreed. Well, you said you wanted something to marinate.
Yeah.
What about the Mariners?
Mariners with Julio
What do you think?
Rodriguez. They last year just fell short of making the playoffs. I believe to the Toronto Blue Jays. Came down to the wire as well. They had an 88-74 record, which is a very good record.
Mm-hmm.
This offseason, they brought back Mitch Haniger. They added Jorge Polanco and Mitch Garver. Mitch Garver, former Ranger, who played a big part in the Rangers' success down the stretch to give them that World Series title.
Huge. He was huge.
They brought in Ryan Stanek to the bullpen.
Love that guy.
Do you think they have what it takes to make a postseason run this year? Can they finally, get back to the postseason? They just broke that drought a few years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Can they compete for the playoffs? And dare we say, can they compete for a division title against the Rangers and the Astros?
I think that they have one of the best rotations in all of baseball, if not the best rotation in baseball.
Really?
Which is huge. Huge.
The
Castillo,
best.
Gilbert, Kirby. Who else is out there?
Bryce Miller.
Bryce Miller.
Did you say Castillo?
I said Castillo. He's definitely at the top.
Emerson Hancock and Brian Wu as well.
Brian Wu, that's who I was forgetting.
Yeah.
Emerson Hancock. Yeah, great rotation. Great rotation.
Very good rotation. And that bullpen, Matt Brash is in the bullpen. Former Giant Gregory Santos, Ryan Stanek, as I mentioned, Andres Munoz.
Oh, he's one of the best one of the best closers in baseball.
Former National Austin Voth. Sorry.
I believe it's Voth.
Yeah. And why don't you talk to me about that lineup?
Okay, here's the thing. Lineup, not the best that I've ever seen. Aside from this mega superstar center fielder they have. Love that guy.
Remind me of his name.
Julio Rodriguez.
That's right. Thank you.
Could go 40-40 this year. Hot take. A catcher, they've got Cal Raleigh, big dumper.
Yes, big dumper. And Mitch Garver.
Great switch hitting power hitter. Mitch Garver, he might DH. Ty France at first had a bad season last year. I'm hoping he can bring it back to where he was before.
Yep.
JP Crawford, one of the leaders of the team. I personally underrate him. I think that he's a little bit overrated, but that's just my personal opinion. JP Crawford?
Oh, yes, overrated.
He had a great season last year, though. Don't get me wrong.
I'm sorry. You said underrated.
I said overrated.
Oh, okay. I said overrated. I thought about I said underrated. Overrated.
No, I think he's overrated.
Not very good. You're correct.
They lost Suarez. They lost Kelnick. They lost Teoscar Hernandez.
Yeah.
So I know those were all big strikeout guys that they wanted to get away from, so I understand why they lost them. But I don't really know who else these guys have for their team.
I mean, a couple years ago before he came to the Giants, Mitch Haniger had a fantastic year.
Did he have 38 home runs?
It was 2021. 39.
39.
39, got hurt in 2022. Giants took a chance on him in 2023, and it didn't pay out at all.
No, not at all.
That 2021 season, his 30-year-old season, he hit 253, 39 home runs. He gave you 620 at-bats, OPS plus of 122, and he finished 20th in MVP voting. Back with the Mariners. A guy I want to talk about is Jorge Polanco.
Okay.
Let's see. He was on the Twins his whole career. Last year, he hit 255, 14 home runs, OPS plus of 115. I mean, when you look at his numbers on the Twins, he was very consistent.
One of the most consistent players you can have.
Yeah. He was, average, albeit. 2019, he finished 13th in MVP voting. He hit 295 that year, 22 home runs, OPS plus of 121.
Yeah, that was a great season for him.
What does he bring to the Mariners?
I mean, you said it, consistency.
Yeah.
Just a nice, simple bat. He's not going to blow you away in batting average. Doesn't have all the power in the world, but he just gets the job done.
Yep.
I think he's got a nice glove wherever he plays, really. Shortstop, third base. I'm sure he could play second base too. Wherever he plays, you're just going to get a good player. I don't think he's going to jump off the page to anybody, but perfect fit for the Mariners.
Yeah, and you know what? Another thing about this team is I just think, Scott Service has done a great job with this team.
Mm-hmm.
They're young, they're scrappy, and they are definitely hungry to get back to the postseason. They fell short a couple years ago, just missed out last year, and I think they're trying to, make a push to get back. They might even add somebody at the trade deadline. I don't know. I don't
can see
know who there is on this team to move to bring somebody in, but I think they do need somebody else in the lineup. Perhaps another shortstop, maybe, because J.P. Crawford, like you said, he doesn't really, jump off the page.
Right.
Last year, he hit 266.
I agree. They need something, but they've got a superstar, and that's more than a lot of teams can say.
That's true. Julio Rodriguez is that guy, and he brings so much more to this team than people realize.
He finished fourth in the MVP last year, All-Star, Silver Slugger. I think if I were to say anything that he can improve on, it might be to get another walk or two.
Yeah, 47 walks last year.
On base percentage of .333, which I think can be definitely improved. But besides that, I mean, he does everything right. He hits for power, 37 stolen bases last year. He was 30-30. Like I said, he could get to 40-40 in my personal opinion. I know he plays in a huge ballpark up there in Seattle, but
yeah,
let's see what happens.
Ballpark by any stretch of the imagination.
Not at all. But I think he's got this. I mean, he just exudes just greatness.
Yeah, his WAR last year was 5.3 as well, 5.3 WAR.
I mean, he's 23 years old. He has 11.5 WAR already.
Yeah, he's going to do great things for that team, and I think they're going to be very competitive this year. I know it doesn't jump out to you when you look at this roster. It doesn't really jump out, but like you said, the rotation is good. Pitching wins ball games. Pitching wins championships. I think they're going to be good. I don't think they're going to win the division by any means, but I think they're going to be good.
Exactly.
Sure. And I think they're going to be very competitive, and they might even give the Astros a hard time.
Well, let's see what happens. How many wins did you say they had?
88 and 74.
Okay, and Seattle, what do you think they have?
I'm going to give them DraftKings. You see, with DraftKings, they either sell them short or give them way too much credit. Let's hear 82.5.
87.5.
87.5.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Me, you?
I'll go. I'll go. I'm taking the under.
Okay.
But it's very close. Because that is a great line, in my opinion.
87.5, huh?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to take the over.
Ooh, okay. I love their pitching, like I said, but their lineup needs help.
Pitching is good. Lineup needs help. Pitching wins ball games. They're going to be competitive. They're young. Julio Rodriguez brings that energy, much like Adley Rutschman does in Baltimore, much like Eli De La Cruz does in Cincinnati. So,
I agree. Well, if we move on,
yeah.
I hate to say this. Sorry for the fans. Not much to say about these next two teams.
No, not at all. Unfortunately. And this next team we're going to talk about, the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim of Los Angeles, Orange County, California.
Yes.
They had so much potential. They had two of the best players in the world at one time on the same team. Didn't even make the playoffs.
Did they ever have
once.
three? Was Pujols also there when Ohtani was there?
I believe so. In 2018. So, yes.
Yep. So, three of the best players to ever play the game all on one team.
Yeah.
At the same time. Obviously, Pujols was old.
Immense talent on the team. And they just... Disappointment. Failure. Sorrow and pain for Angels fans. The owner sucks. Another owner that
terrible.
Sucks. Two of the teams in this division have two of the worst owners in all of baseball. that's crazy to think about. They brought in Anthony Rendon and Shohei Ohtani. Anthony Rendon, who had a great year in 2019 for the Nationals, came over to the Angels. They hoped to bolster the lineup. Ohtani, as well, came over from Japan. They inked Mike Trout to a huge contract extension.
Huge.
And you know what? This offseason, do you know what they've done this offseason? Do you know who they've added this offseason? Really, the only notable guy they've added. It competes with the Ramon Laureano edition in Cleveland.
Was it a starting pitcher?
Aaron Hicks.
Oh, boy.
Their only notable addition is Aaron Hicks, and they lost guys like Shohei Ohtani. And they think
that's all you need to say.
Is going to make them
pretty much the same person.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. He can pitch in and he can hit.
Switch hitter.
He is a switch hitter, but he's a terrible hitter.
Yes.
Mike Trout and Zach Neto are really the only guys that highlight this team at all.
You don't like Taylor Ward?
He had one good year, and that was 2022, I think.
Or, man, I can never pronounce the dude's name. Is it Shanuel? Nolan Shanuel?
Shanuel, maybe. The first base.
He played in 29 games, huge sample size, but he got on base 402 clip, 103 OPS last year. Okay. Walked more than he struck out.
That's always good.
I think he could be something. Obviously, 29 games is nothing. Yeah. He's a young guy, 22 years old, but let's see what he's got.
Very small sample size.
Rendon, obviously, as you said, can be a huge player here, but he actually doesn't even like baseball.
Yeah, he hasn't been healthy for years, number one. Number two, you just touched on it. He doesn't even care about baseball. He's only there. Mm-hmm. It's his job. Mind you, a lot of other players in the league think about that from what we've heard.
Yeah, it's their job.
And it's fine. It is their job. Some people, don't love the game as much as they did when they were kids.
Mm-hmm.
What's in store for this team with Rendon, with Mike Trout coming off of injury, with the departure of Shohei Ohtani? Where are we at with this team here?
I know people are higher on this team than we give credit for. You have a healthy Trout. He's top 3 player in baseball, if not still the number 1. We just have to see. I don't think there's much in store for this team at all, personally. I don't like the pitching. I don't like the bullpen. I don't like the lineup. So you've got a few names that can come here and there and be good, but altogether, they don't have a team.
Yeah. No, and like we talked about, there was going to be very little to say about this team. It's going to be quick in and out because there's nothing here. Logan O'Hoppe, he has some upside, right? He was
the catcher position. And he started off well last year, but then he got hurt.
Yep, got hurt. Brandon Drury was very good in Cincinnati, good in San Diego, not good in Los Angeles. Anthony Rendon, we already talked about. Zach Neto. Let's talk about Zach Neto.
Sure.
In last year, he played in. How many games did he play in?
Last year?
84 games. 84 games last year.
84 games. OPS plus of 86.
OPS plus of 86. He hit 225. He hit 9 ding-dongs. Not as good as he was in the minor leagues. He was a first-round draft pick back in 2022. So came up the year after he was drafted. Drafted in the first round, like I said, 13th overall.
I think he's got a lot of potential. He's only 23 years old, and he's only played in 84 games. So if he just keeps going and they give him more at-bats, they let him play, I think he could be a good player.
Yeah, and in AA and AAA in 2023, he hit 400 with 5 home runs.
Ooh.
OPS of 1.345.
That's good.
It was good. And in college, he was even better. Jeez Louise. 2022, 407, 15 home runs. He walked more than he struck out. He walked 39 times, struck out 19 times.
That's good. I love that.
So this guy's going to be big. He's going to be good. 2022, between Um, low A and double A, 299, 5 home runs, OPS of 853.
Let's see what he's got. I'm
Guy's got
excited.
some upside. Yeah, I'm
I've
excited.
got one
He's got a
quick
very
question for you.
solid glove as well. I love questions. Go ahead.
Quick question. They've got this guy on the minors who was supposed to be the next Mike Trout.
Oh, you're gonna tell me? Are you gonna talk to me about Joe Adele?
His name is Joe Adele.
Yeah.
Just quick. Is there anything there?
No.
He's still only 24 years old.
No, there isn't. The Angels have given him 4 years now. Mind you, it's been very up and down. He hasn't been in the gotten consistent playing time.
Mm-hmm.
In those 4 years, he's batting .214.
I'm seeing it.
18 home runs. His career OPS plus is below average at 71. He's never had a year with an OPS plus of 100, which is league average.
Yeah, and this is in 178 games.
His strikeouts to walks are just unbelievable. 2023
strikes out a lot.
Yeah, 2023, 4 walks to 25 strikeouts. 2022, 107 strikeouts to only 11 walks.
Mm-hmm. That's not going to cut it.
That is not going to cut it. Really, if the Angels were a competitive team, they would have moved on from him already. But since there's nothing there, I don't see why they can't just give him a chance, throw him into right field. You got Mickey Moniak out there, but I think if you want to see Joe Adele become anything, just throw him out there and see what the hell happens.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not high on him. You were very high on him a couple years ago when he first came up, and rightfully so, because he was very good in the minor leagues. But that did not translate to the major leagues, and we see it happen a lot with guys like that. And it sucks. It really does. But what are you going to do? It is what it is.
So how many games did they win last year?
They won... I didn't write it down. Oh, what a ding-dong. Okay, let's take a look.
I've got it here.
You got it. Okay, tell me. Last year...
73 and 89.
73-89, that is correct. Why didn't I write it
Okay.
down?
And how many... What's the over-under? What do you think? Losing the greatest player we've ever seen.
Mike Trout.
Shohei Ohtani.
Ah, yes. 70.5.
What was it?
70.5.
72.5.
Okay.
Same thing. Same win-loss, basically, is what they're having to have.
72.5.
72.5.
I'm going to take the under.
I'm taking the under as well.
I'm going to take the under.
This team's bad.
Bad team. But not
Bad
as bad as the next team we're going to talk about.
Oh, the worst team in baseball. This may take 30 seconds to get through this whole thing. I'm sorry, A's fans. I'm sorry, Oakland. Bay Area native myself, but sorry.
That's correct. Last year they finished 50 and 112.
Ooh.
This team faces uncertainty both on and off the field. Their owner, John Fisher, the worst owner in baseball.
Mm-hmm.
Garbage, trash, greedy man, a terrible owner. He should sell the team and sell it to somebody that actually cares about baseball. You have to remember, we went to the wild card game in 2019. This team, a few short years ago, was competitive. They were a good team. They were young.
Mm-hmm.
We went to the wild card game. They lost, but we were there. We had a good time.
Against the Rays.
We wore our Giants jerseys.
We did. I mean, I think that was awesome to be at. The fans were crazy.
Exactly. The energy in that ballpark was unlike anything I've ever seen in person before.
And since it's still technically past the seats from when it was a football field, you can fit a lot of people in there.
Yes.
And that place was full.
It was packed. I think it was sold out, wasn't it?
It was.
Yeah.
And just a few short years later, they have nobody.
Yep.
Aside from a couple.
Yep.
It's bad. I mean, you've got Zach Geloff, and I think he's going to be a pretty great superstar player. Maybe not superstar, but he's a star. I think he's going to be good.
He's going to be good. I agree. This offseason, they added 2 former Giants, Ross Stripling, Alex Wood. They have guys like J.J. Bleday and Brent Rooker who are solid.
Mm-hmm.
Really the only standouts up there with Zach Geloff. But you also have young guys, like we talked about. Geloff, Tyler Soderstrom, Shea Langoliers. They've shown promise. We can't really expect much from them, but I figured I'd ask you anyway. What can we expect? And will they make the move to Las Vegas? It seems imminent. It seems like it's bound to happen.
It seems like it's going to happen. Obviously, it hasn't been set in stone yet, so who knows? But I think they're moving to Oakland. I'm sorry, from Oakland to Vegas.
Yes.
Nothing's going to happen with this team. Maybe they have a fun couple of days. I know that they did go on a little bit of a streak last year. They have fun players to watch, but aside from that, there's nothing. And I'm sorry, they just need to sell the team, get a better owner, an owner that actually will do something and have some fun and get some guys.
Yeah.
I know their owner is rich. He can afford it, but he just doesn't care. Just does not care. So I feel bad.
I feel bad too. But can I say something that might surprise some people?
You can say something.
I don't think this team is as bad as they were last year.
Why is that?
Alex Wood is solid. He's not bad. Ross Stripling, consistently average. Not good, not bad.
He was bad last year.
He was bad last year. Paul Blackburn had a down year. Very good. Speaking of Paul Blackburn, former Heritage High School alum, my high school, on his Bay Area native team.
I like that a lot.
Tyler Soderstrom. Seth Brown had a good year last year, too.
Yeah, 14 home runs.
Nick Allen wasn't terrible. J.J. Bleday had a good year. We talked about Brent Rooker as well. Stephen Piscotty's back in Oakland.
Is he really?
He is. Former Giant.
Brent Rooker.
Brent Rooker's good. But other than that, this team sucks. They're bad. But I don't think they're as bad. And so I don't know how much worse the over-under of, what it could be. I don't think they're going to be Detroit Tigers 2019 bad. Because before we started doing the episode, I took a peek at that team to see how bad they were. I couldn't recognize 90% of the names on that team. The pitching on paper didn't look terrible, but, that team was it was bad. So I don't think they're that bad. I think they're going to be better. I don't think they're going to be good by any means. They're still going to be in last place, but they're not going to be as bad.
How many wins did they have?
50.
50. Okay. And your guess for the DraftKings over-under?
51.5.
It's surprising. 56.5.
56.5. I'm going to take the under.
I'm definitely taking the under as well.
I'm taking the under.
There's no way they're doing anything like that. Yeah. It's bad. I'm sorry.
This team's bad. And they're not going to get any better. They're losing fans because they're moving. It's just, we're not going to be very political. I like me some politics every now and then. But Oakland is just garbage too. Garbage city. They're losing. They lost the Raiders. They lost the Warriors. They're losing the A's. They lost the In-N-Out a couple weeks ago.
Exactly.
Terrible.
Supposedly the Raising Cane's there, the only one in the Bay Area, is also
go there all the time. They better not close it. Are they closing it? I know they closed the dining room because of how freaking, I don't want to say the G word, how bad the crime is.
It's bad. Well, let's see what happens.
And you know what? At the Raising Cane's, not that anybody cares, the employees have to lock their car in a gate, like a fence. They park in a fence. Yes. It's bad.
It's really bad.
It's bad out there. And you know what? I don't blame the A's for leaving, to be honest, but I think the fans deserve a team. So
I agree. They've got great fans.
As a Giants fan, they do have great fans. As a Giants fan, I love the crosstown Bay Area rivalry, the Bay Bridge series, as they call it.
Bay Bridge series.
I like it, and I want it to stay.
I agree.
Well, like we said, it was going to be real short with the A's. So now we're just going to give you guys our predictions back and forth, starting with Chris Blanco, C-Money, Sika.
Okay, let's start at the bottom.
Yeah. Division standings, give me the record for the A's, how many wins they have, give me your MVP of the team, and give me your Cy Young.
Okay, A's at the bottom. I'm going to give them 53 wins.
Okay, me too. Wow, look at us.
53 wins.
And 109 losses. Yeah.
Love that. Team MVP.
I think we're going to be very consistent with this team. I think we're going to hit the nail with everything.
Zach Geloff.
Yeah, I'm right there with you.
And Team Cy Young. There's no one, so I'm going to say Ross Stripling.
Oh, okay. No. Well, not the same. I had Paul Blackburn.
Okay.
Heritage High alum.
Exactly. You have to.
Have to.
You have to. Okay. We're pretty close.
In 2022 as well.
So we were pretty close.
We were very close.
Well, what do you have for fourth place?
Fourth place, I have the Angels, because really, is there another team that's going to go in fourth place? I don't think so.
No.
I have them at 71 and 91.
Okay.
This seems bad.
It's bad. I have the same record. Again.
Do you really? Wow.
I do.
Okay. All right. And my MVP is Michael Nelson Trout. I think he's going to have a great year. He's going to bounce back. He's going to do great. And my Cy Young, I don't know where we're at here. I have Reed Detmers.
Ooh, okay. Not the same.
Not the same.
I have Patrick Sandoval.
Okay.
He's still my guy. Still a great guy. Great lefty. He didn't have the best year last year, but I like him.
Yeah,
I like him a lot.
Reed Detmers didn't either. He went 4-10 with a 4.4 ERA. So
not good.
Not good, but I'm hopeful that he'll have a bounce back year.
Mm-hmm.
And very optimistic. Third place. This is where we are for surely 100% going to be different.
I know, because I know who your third place team is, and it's crazy.
You know.
The Mariners for me.
Okay.
I think that they're a great team. We already talked about this. Their over-under was 87.5. I took the under. I'm having them at 86 wins. Just under. Yeah, what do you have them? Sorry. Your third place team.
My third place team is the Houston Astros.
Yeah, I knew that.
86 and 76 for the record. What was the over-under again?
For the Astros?
Yes.
Let's find out. 92.5.
92.5. Okay. Yeah, so I'm taking the under on that.
And then for the MVP on the Mariners, obviously Julio Rodriguez. The Cy Young for the Mariners, I'm taking George Kirby. You didn't expect that.
Didn't expect it. My MVP for the Astros, it should be Fromber. Not Fromber, excuse me. Jordan.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to take Jeremy Pena.
I did not expect that.
Yeah, and my Cy Young is going to be Fromber Valdez.
I like that a lot. Yeah. You know I'm a big Fromber guy.
Third place Astros this year, 86 and 76. Bold.
Okay, so
bold prediction.
It is definitely a bold prediction in a bad way. But let's see.
I guess.
See what happens.
Okay, the thing about you and I is, before we even started this show, we always did predictions just with each other, sending it back and forth. I have always been very low on the Astros, and I doubt them every year. And every year they do so good. So
yes, they do. Every year.
We'll see what happens.
Let's see what happens. I think I know who your second place team is then.
Yeah. It's the Seattle Mariners at 89 and 73. What was the over-under again? Remind me.
For the Mariners?
Yes.
It was 87.5.
Yeah, so I took the over, and I have them 89 and 73. In second place, finishing just above the Houston Astros.
Okay. I have the Texas Rangers.
Okay.
In second place.
I kind of figured that.
Their over-under was 89.5. I took the over. I believe I said 92 wins, and that's where I have them, 92 wins.
Okay. There you go. Your Mariners MVP and mine were the same with J-Rod, I believe, right?
Of course.
Our Cy Young stiffer, you had George Kirby. I'm going to go Bryce Miller.
Ooh. Okay.
Not a great year last year, but he's young. I think he's going to turn it around, and we'll see what happens.
So for my Rangers, it's Corey Seager.
Of course.
MVP. Of course. He's so good. I love that lefty swing. I love his swing.
Beautiful swing.
And then for the Cy Young, the Cy Young was a little bit harder because they don't have a lot of people. I do like Nathan Eovaldi. You know I like somebody that throws hard, even though I'm more of a lefty guy myself. But I'm going to go with Nathan Eovaldi. Okay. It would be one of those two pitchers that are hurt right now, DeGrom or Scherzer, but I can't choose them. So Eovaldi it is.
I mean, you could choose him, You could.
I mean, sure, DeGrom would have my vote every year, but he's always hurt.
Always hurt. And I think that is probably the reason why he won't make the Hall of Fame.
Agreed. And then, is it my pick? My turn?
It's your turn for first place. And obviously the only team left for you
is the Houston Astros. Ding, ding, ding. I think they're going to be at 97 wins.
Really? You're giving them 97?
I'm giving them 97. I'm high on these guys.
I give them 86.
Wow. I'm giving them 97. They're so good. What do you got for your Rangers?
They're good. The Rangers, finishing in first place, 94 and 68. The over-under was 92 and a half, 91 and a half.
For the Rangers, you said?
That's what I said.
89 and a half.
89, yeah. Hammered the over, 94 and 68. Like I said, this lineup is just impeccable. The rotation is so good when healthy. Tyler Mahle's going to come back, be good. Jacob DeGrom's going to be fine. He'll be fine. This will be the only time in his career he'll be fine, but he'll be fine.
He'll be fine.
Talk to me about your award winners for your Astros there.
I've got the MVP as Kyle Tucker, their right fielder, most underrated player in baseball. I even underrate him.
Yeah. It's so easy to underrate him.
But he's so good.
He's good.
Every year he's so good. And then Cy Young. They've got a few people, but I have to go with my guy, Justin Verlander.
Fine wine. Okay. We agreed with the MVP, Corey Seager.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, he's so good. I think the MVP race in the American League is going to be so exciting. It's going to be great. They have so many good players in that league. Minus Shohei Ohtani now, but you have Mike Trout, Julio Rodriguez, Corey Seager, Yordan Alvarez,
Aaron Judge, Juan Soto.
Juan Soto, my goodness gracious, the names just keep coming. They go on and on.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
So Corey Seager, my MVP for the Rangers. The Cy Young, Tyler Mahle. He's going to come back off of injury, and he's just going to be lights out. Very high on him.
Wow. Okay, I like that. That sounds great.
Yep. Well, there you have it. That's our breakdown of the American League West Division for the upcoming season. It's going to be a crazy year for only 3 of the teams. I think they're going to switch back and forth in the standings frequently, and it's going to come down to the wire there for the Rangers and the Mariners potentially. And we can't wait to see how it unfolds, obviously. Again, we're going through every team in the MLB, every league, breaking it down for you as we approach the season.
Yeah, absolutely. So, everyone, don't forget to subscribe. Follow Innings Insights for more in-depth analysis, interviews, latest in baseball, anything that's going on injury-wise, and just everything around baseball. So, thanks for tuning in again, and bye-bye.
Yeah. Toodles!